Hello everyone, we're back on FQTV for the second half of our F-League Grand Final doubleheader. James Coughlin in the commentary spot, and I'm joined once again courtside by Ben Sharma. Ben, we've just come off an epic women's Grand Final, Crusaders winning 4-3. People just tuning in, that was a great game of futsal.
Oh, as the dust settles on that game, what a wonderful advertisement for futsal, the women's game of futsal, just futsal in general. Sunshine Coast certainly brought it to Crusaders, who have been such a powerhouse in that competition for so long, and almost snatched it right at the end. Just couldn't get there.
Indeed, and if that sets stage for this one as well, we could be in for an enthralling 40 and a bit minutes coming up, kicking off not too long. We've got the teams going through their final warm-up, so let's turn our attention to the men, and just like the women's comp, it's a repeat of the 2022 Grand Final with the premiers and defending champion Sunshine Coast Wave taking on EliteFoot FC. And if the game we saw 12 months ago is anything to go by, this should be a classic.
Absolutely. Both teams qualified for the final today with extra time, 3-2 victories yesterday. Sunshine Coast game against Crusaders was very fiery. Actually, both games were very fiery.
Is there any other kind of game at this time of year?
But the Sunshine Coast game saw 2 red cards at the same time. We'll go through that if it happens in the final today. However, both these two teams have met 3 times this season, twice in the F-League, and they were the 2 third-place playoff in the Queensland Futsal Cup that happened earlier last month. They both lost their semi-finals on the Saturday, backed up on the Sunday in the third-place playoff, and that game went to the Sunshine Coast as well. So lots of futsal being played between the two teams this season.
So they'll know each other quite well then, but you mentioned backing up. These guys would have had draining semi-finals yesterday, and they've got to try and refocus now after these games that would have taken a bit out of them.
Oh, absolutely, and already talking to the EliteFoot guys, they're carrying a lot of niggling injuries that usually get a week to rest up and work out, get a little bit of physio maybe on them, and certainly work through them to recover to be at the peak for the day's game. But 24 hours isn't enough.
Well, we've had our physio treatment in between the games, and we're ready to go for this one as well. And yeah, the teams are just going through their final stages one as well. Sunshine Coast, they fell in the grand final in the women's. The men looking to bring home some silverware, but it's a club with such a high level of success, and it's all driven through these two senior teams that work so well together.
They do, but it also comes from the head down. So Justin Morrison works super hard to create a very elite competitive atmosphere up at the Sunshine Coast, and it works really, really well. They've got a big market to work from, but just because they've got a big market doesn't necessarily they're going to be successful.
Indeed. Well, speaking of that market as well, I'm just thinking of Sunshine Coast player with a futsal background who's gone on to big things, one Jez Lofthouse.
Absolutely.
And I don't think he's tuning in at the moment, but maybe we're catching up.
Possibly be playing at the moment.
Yeah, no spoilers if you're watching. I'm hoping to catch up on that game after this. But in the meantime, we've got something that will warrant our full attention, as our officials have taken up their station over in the far left corner from our camera position here at Nissan Arena.
May have seen on your screen just then Vince Shaka walking across the court, the head of football, Queensland's futsal division. He's done a sensational job being in the chair for the last 2 years, along with the previous head of futsal in Queensland, Trevor Edwards, who's in the crowd today watching the Sunshine Coast.
And he was looking at us, so I think he knows you were talking about him. But we've also got an all-star officiating crew as well, and I can see Zach Keenan over there. He was 4th official in the NPL Men's Grand Final as well, and a lot of experience, and you're probably going to need cool heads in a game like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And the officials in Queensland have come a long way in the last 24 months, to the point where I believe there's 17 of them going to be at the National Futsal Championships in early January, representing the state and themselves on the national stage.
All right, so we've got some final instructions taking place to our left and right. We've got the Sunshine Coast Wave bench to our left. EliteFoot is on our right. let's run through Sunshine Coast Wave. They are the premiers. Who's your key player for them today?
Goalkeeper, number one, Yoel. He coached the women to an almost victory, but he was sensational yesterday in that Crusaders game. Worked really, really hard to keep them competitive in the game, and it worked out well in the end. There's a couple of firebrands here and there with all of them. Young Max Demeritus, whose brother Connor isn't playing today's game because he was sent off yesterday. He is a firebrand as well, but when they actually play futsal, they are very, very good futsal players looking to find some space, some time.
And what about for EliteFoot FC? They're a team full of flair, full of style. Who's going to be your breakout player here?
Could be anyone. Again, the goalkeeper, Gabe, his young goalkeeper is very good. Ronaldo, the captain, also sensational. But Raphael, number 5, keep an eye on for him. He can make something out of nothing and make people look very, very silly in tight spaces.
And now making their way out onto the court for the final of the 2023 F-League Men's Senior Competition. It is Sunshine Coast Wave in their blue strip, and also Brisbane EliteFoot FC with their predominantly white kit. And we've got the captains, Yoel and Ronaldo, as the teams are lining up. And we did have a late inclusion for EliteFoot as well. We've got Ria, who I believe has just received clearance for games played, as he might just be getting ready as well.
Absolutely, yeah. He's also a very good player and will only boost the Brazilian flair which is on the EliteFoot team.
And we were talking about this beforehand as well. The players on this EliteFoot team, so this might only be their second season competing, but they do have that background with the Crusaders program as well prior to that.
So yeah, in the first season of F-League in its current form, they played in the epic grand final between Crusaders and Gold Coast Force, which ended up 8-7 after extra time, goal for goal, power play for power play. And a lot of the Paolo and Ronaldo were a big part of the Crusaders team in that.
And we've got the team photos taking place. EliteFoot first as a
cameraman scurries from side to side.
And we've already got a little bit of light-hearted work from Edwards there, just making sure he's facing the right way for this photo. And one of the guys in the back row is up on toes.
So yeah, so the semi-final yesterday between EliteFoot and Ipswich, another one, a classic as well. So both semi-finals that were played yesterday were a rematch of last year's semi-finals, and they both ended up the same way.
And yes, it is the final that we saw a year ago, and that was decided by a last-minute header by, it was Yoel.
Yoel launched the ball from keeper, a long ball from keeper to the box at the far end. I believe it was our suspended player today, Connor Demeritus.
Max Demeritus.
Oh, Max Demeritus. So the younger one of the two.
Yes.
So, yeah, the brother, the one who is playing today.
No pressure today, of course.
No. Heading it in at the back post over the top of the keeper. That was an exciting finish to the game. There's our one of the late inclusions for EliteFoot.
And Ronaldo just getting called out for the coin toss. And I can already see some of the Wave players making their way out. For the start, we've got Connor Robinson in 32, Mitchell Bridge in 24, Jaden Emery in 13. Of course, you're the goalkeeper as well. We'll just wait for confirmation on who might be starting for EliteFoot.
Young Morwood on the bench for Sunshine Coast Wave is a very good goalkeeper in his own right, but sitting behind one of the premier goalkeepers in Queensland at the moment in Yoel.
It's a nice problem to have if you're a club as well, where you've got competition at those sorts of places. And just looking over to the far side as well, I can see a lot of the Wave women's team have stayed back to watch.
It's a long drive home to the Sunshine Coast.
It is, especially on a Sunday afternoon with all the traffic that you're going to have to deal with as well, and those roadworks heading up the M1.
That's right. Fourth official just giving some last-minute instructions to the benches. Anticipating much more fiery clash in the women's game.
All right, and we are ready to go. And Zach Keenan gets us underway for the final in 2023. There's EliteFoot pushing forward through Raphael, trying to pick out Ronaldo, but Marshalled well by a pair of Waves defenders. Kick in. It was Ben Borden wearing 30. Let's go back for Raphael, looking to thread that one through. Borden clears it away off the shoulder of Robinson, and it'll be another kick in for EliteFoot.
Yeah. And Paolo, some sharp movements up front early on, already pulling away from his defender. He'll be trying to find space up front.
As the pass was there to pick out you and I, Ben.
Yeah, well, key members of both teams we are. Lots and lots of movement already in the game. Ooh. One touch, didn't quite make it back, but the idea was right.
See the early testing as well for both of these teams as well, trying to put the pressure on. And we've got Paolo, who's up front in the number 9 jersey for EliteFoot.
Starting off nice and calm, very futsal orientated at the moment. It'll get more physical as the game gets on, as bodies get tired.
And it is very important as well not to go out too hard too early in these games, because they haven't quite got the deepest benches as well. Both teams missing a few players.
Absolutely. And tired bodies and tired minds make bad decisions at the end of the game.
After chest of Raphael. Looking to tee up the first time shot from Borden. It's deflected over the sideline for another Wave free kick, or kick in, I beg your pardon. Is
back to goal.
Robinson, the target there.
Gabe Murray in goals for EliteFoot, also a very good goalkeeper.
And
right.
I'm told by Ronaldo, the one non-Brazilian in the team.
That is right.
So to hold this
red hair gave him away there.
Yeah, cutting back for the first time, shot off the chest of Paolo.
I think Paolo probably got in the way of the shot there. But if he'd angled his chest differently, it would have been 1-0 up.
We wonder if he was just there more for a visual obstruction rather than the target. On the turn from Bridge, saved, and on the follow-up again, Gabe with the save. State team trialist.
Excellent double save from Gabe.
That might be why the Brazilians are more than happy to let him man the goal in their team.
Played the first season of F-League with Galaxy FC from the Gold Coast.
Emery, try again with the pass, threading it through for Borden, and Paolo wound up on the ground, but nothing doing.
May have gone to ground a little bit too easily there.
At least in the opinion of the man whose judgment is one that we're trusting. The guy who ran right in front of us, Mr. Keenan. Plenty of instruction coming from the EliteFoot bench as they'll try and repel this threat, and another save by Gabe.
A lot of little screens there getting run by the Sunshine Coast players to try and open up that extra half metre of room for the Wave players as they were pushing forward there.
It's a bit of a heavy touch. So just over 4 minutes played. The final clever leave. Is that wide? Ronaldo on the ball, sending it to the right, out for Paolo. Raphael, Paolo exchanging passes. Very deliberate movement so far from the EliteFoot side.
A couple of step overs there, just to get the legs loose.
With the 4 senior grand finalists, EliteFoot is the only Brisbane-based team playing.
Absolutely, the only senior Brisbane-based team in the grand final today.
I feel like we need to specify senior, however.
Yeah.
So it has been a busy day of grand finals here at Nissan Arena. And session 1 back by EliteFoot, and blocked well, and a solid collision in the middle of the court, and a heavy touch by Bridge.
First sub there.
Yeah. Rafinha coming on in jersey number 20.
lovely parallel pass. Creates space then in the middle. Square ball really opened up the space there. They just weren't quick enough to take it.
Trying to have a tug at the back was Paolo, but tug wasn't enough to...
Lucky to avoid a rolling foul there as well.
All of changes coming up potentially for Wave, as you can see Andre up top for EliteFoot in number 3. And on the ball now is Diogenes. Back it goes for Gabe to roll out for his captain. Down with the stomach, but Andre holding position, and that one over, and well, there's the first bit of disagreement, shall we say?
Maybe niggle. Just respecting each other's clothing.
Got 2 good kits here, so
yeah. That's right.
Do the shirt swap after the game, perhaps.
Referees have got it under control at the moment.
That's why they've got the grand final, is it? Going back towards his own goal was Rafinha. He was forced to concede the kick in.
Maybe a set play here. Back to the fixo.
Ooh, it's Bridge.
Well, sitting high in the half here.
Edwards trying to make the run through the middle. The pass a little bit too strong. And Diogenes, the threaded ball through, unable to pick out Andre. Max Demetrius with the left-footed strike, and it's Demetrius 1-0.
Yeah,
and the Waves strike first in the grand final. What a hit! Straight through the legs of Gabe.
And Max Demeritis, he picks the ball up just inside of the on the half on the right-hand side, and then slowly drifted across to the left, slowly. Once he got his left foot free, bangs it directly at Gabe and straight through Gabe's legs for a nice finish.
And the power was just a bit too much.
Absolutely. Max Demeritis gets the scoreboard ticking over early.
And looking for the quick response, Yoel with the save.
Andre unhappy with the lack of balls at the back post, but the shot was on target, and Yoel well and truly up to the challenge.
Just had to stick the hand out as well. And working from that close, if you're a keeper, it's almost just hoping you pick your angles right.
Absolutely. It's all instinct at that speed.
And some pretty blunt instruction there. I think that might have been Edwards that was telling Rafinha to get up.
Lots of hands and shirts being tugged at the moment. Just heating up. As the players get tighter, those will become more annoying.
And I believe that ball might have actually just gone down into the main court here at Nissan Arena.
Maybe he shot a basket.
2 or 3 points.
3 points at the far end.
Edwards with the long ball that...
Looking for the option. The option just wasn't there at that time.
And there is that Brazilian passion coming through from Andre. He's waiting for that run to be made on the far side.
At times he's angry with everybody on the court, Andre. Is it teammates, the opposition, the referees?
That just sounds like a footballer to me.
Yeah. He can play though. They can all play on this EliteFoot team. All very skillful. Those of you wondering about why they could pass that ball back to the keeper there, was the only time he touched it in the play whilst they had possession. If he was to touch it twice, it would be a 2-touch and an indirect free kick to the opposition.
Pass back for Gabe. That's his touch. As EliteFoot trying to work it through the middle. Here's Andre on the overlap, but didn't quite get a clean hit.
Possibly had time and space there to take a touch into that space and play it, slide it past Yoel.
And like any natural attacker, he only had eyes for goal. Clever pass for Borden, but he's dispossessed, and EliteFoot now looking to capitalise on that from the tight angle, and another big save by Yol.
I think it went through his legs and off the back post as well.
I think it might have copped a foot on the way through, which is why EliteFoot have the kick in, but Yol is already earning his money today.
Oh, absolutely. Creating lots of spaces. Andre's hold-up play there of both the player and the ball took two defenders out of the game.
And the shot,
exceptional.
Ronaldo, it's going to come back pretty much to where we were for the kick-in originally. This time it's left and...
Went away from the short option to the long option. Raphael in the fixo position.
And this time, well, we saw pretty much three identical spot kick-ins there and three different options for it as well. First time shot, the long shot, and the
ball to the back post.
And that's a bit too much adrenaline there from Borden.
Ronaldo in that fixo position this time. Just couldn't free the leg up. Rolls it in. Lots of subs happening very quickly for both teams here.
As we've just crossed over the midway point of this first half. As we were talking about in our introduction, after a pair of draining semi-finals, we've got to make sure players are getting their rest in, because I think I'm talking out of school to say we're both expecting this one to go right down to the wire.
Absolutely. Both very well evenly matched teams.
And there's a bit of space on the far side and a great save by Gabe as he denied Emery. And another outstretched hand from a goalkeeper.
But the width that Emery is playing for there created all the space. Gabe up to the challenge that time.
Ball tried to thread it through for Borden. Another attacking opportunity for the Wave.
A little bit of gamesmanship there from Ronaldo, keeping the ball, not allowing the quick kick in.
Demeritus is possessed. It is Max Demeritus with the only goal thus far. And Borden unable to keep that one in as he gets a bit of a target practice, I think.
Paolo back on the court. Looking to sneak a half-yardist pace up the top.
Watched very closely by Demeritus, but there's space on the other side as Diogenes the one-on-one with Yol, but...
excellent intervention by Yol there. Rushing the attacker, putting him off his game and seeing the ball safely out.
And anytime you've got a goalkeeper running at you like that, you've got to think twice about how committed you want to be for the ball. Ronaldo dispossessed by...
Excellent pressing from the Sunshine
Demeritus, and did that strike a hand? It waved away, and Demeritus is dispossessed, and the ball and all challenge coming in as Demeritus battling with Diogenes.
Challenge is flying in for the last minute.
And it all went back to the waved away handball.
Yeah, didn't agree with it, Sunshine Coast. Ooh, almost had an overload there.
And off his line well was Gabe as he sends that one out over the halfway line. Edwards to goal on the halfway line, and Wave just working their way around, just searching for a hole. Is that one? I don't know if that one might have been targeting our cameraman.
Oh, you got to target something. It's all the visual effects of the ball coming straight at the screen.
And Guillaume was unable to keep that one in. The Wave.
Just happy to sit off them at the moment, EliteFoot. Just holding their shape defensively, trying not to dive in.
And that's probably been the comforting thing if you are so aligned with EliteFoot, where you're thinking, well, There's no point to panic just yet. It's 1-0 and we've still got a long way to go, but we are now into the final 5 minutes of the first half.
So that is stop clock time. So every time the ball goes out, the clock stops, and it won't restart until the play has restarted. So whether that's a kick in or a corner or a free kick, or the keeper releases the ball from his hand.
And that was a huge block there from Robinson, because Guillaume had broken free at the back post, and if that one went through, it would have been an easy tap in, deflected, and it's a goal. Paolo.
Paolo Neto, he will score. If you give him half a yard, he will find it. The deflection gave him half the yard, then he was good enough to be in the right spot. And with the toe of his left foot, he pokes it through Yol and 1-1. And I think that's probably what this game deserves at the moment, is a even scoreboard.
And Paolo is pushing again, but Yol out early, and there was a collision there, and Andre is having a discussion there with Edwards.
So the first foul,
yellow card for Andre.
So there was a rolling foul to start with from Neto on Yol and goals, and then Andre with the foul over the far side gets the yellow card. So a 2-foul play there for EliteFoot. If we get to every foul beyond the 5th foul for a team, results in a 10-metre penalty kick for the opposition. We're at 2 fouls at the moment for EliteFoot, with 4:16 to go in the first half.
And blasts it from range, Edwards, but the break could be on now for EliteFoot, as that pass just a little bit behind from the goal scorer Paolo, who finished 3rd in the F-League Kappa Golden Boot. His teammate Raphael finished 4th.
A little bit of movement here, trying to open up the space in between the Sunshine Coast Wave lines here.
Paolo back for Andre, in the long range shot from Raphael.
Didn't dip. It looked like it could, but then it decided not to.
Anytime you get that sort of clear lane for the goal, it's...
Stay out of the way, Blue, don't stop. Keep going, keep going.
3:49 on the clock in the stop clock part of the game.
Paolo control just to keep it away from the pair of defenders. And there's a touch for Gabe. And searching for an option as EliteFoot and almost left Raphael a little bit short, as Gordon was just lurking there, looking for the interception. Did that one cross the sideline? It did. Andre.
Excellent discipline in the defensive structures there from the Sunshine Coast. They went man on man, which turned them into a box. They didn't lose their player, kept applying pressure when they needed to, and eventually saw the ball out over the sideline.
Well, it's off the roof.
So off the roof is a kick into the opposite team from the equivalent spot on the sideline.
This is why I'm glad we've got you here for the expert commentary.
Oh, yeah. So, well, and there we go. Kick in from the sideline. It's got to touch somebody else if it wants to be a goal, just like an indirect free kick in outdoor, if you like.
And Raphael still arguing that. And we've got a player down now, and it is the Wave goal scorer, Max Demeritus. And he's back up on his feet now, but well, he's
called a foul by the referee on the far side from where we are. So it's 3 fouls now for EliteFoot.
Well read by Andre. Is Andre again with the
through
on Demeritus. Well, he was committed, to say the least. Doesn't matter that he's on a yellow card.
Well, they were all committed there. Andre with the only yellow card so far. He was the other figure in that little tussle.
Which is interesting, because sometimes you do see those players going, oh, can I afford to make this challenge? No second thoughts from him.
What stopped the play? Oh, what a ball.
Just too heavy on the touch from Guillaume.
lovely piercing ball straight through the centre of the court.
And that does seem to be the way that EliteFoot want to try and break through this well-organised wave defence. Just threaded balls through. A very small margin for error, and again another collision as Paolo feels like he should have had the free kick.
You know you've made the right call as a referee when both teams are aggrieved.
I think Robinson asking.
Demeritus just getting a little chat, having a little chat with Zach.
There's been quite a bit of talking as well, and it's important for these players to keep their emotions in check. I know it's a big game, but you don't want to say anything stupid that will get yourself put into the notebook.
Friends again for the next 2 or 3 plays, Andre and Demeritus.
Oh, it's got great. And it is going to be a yellow card shown to one of the Wave players for the foul.
Absolutely. I think that might have been Ben Borden. Certainly wasn't Demeritus.
Holding on. I just saw the official on the far side go, so it might have been Luke Devitt.
That probably seems more to the point.
We'll just check. 23 for the yellow card. So this is the advantage of having the fourth official right next to us.
A little bit of holding on Polo as he tried to roll through then. Raphael lines it up.
And squares it for Andre, and from a tight angle, EliteFoot have the lead. And how about that for a set piece?
Tough couple of moments there for Devitt. Gave away the foul, got a yellow card, missed his assignment there at the post to defend. Andre was free. 2-1 to EliteFoot after being down 1-0 early.
So we've got a minute 50 remaining on the clock here at Nissan Arena. It is EliteFoot 2-1 up after going down early on, as they've really grown into the game. As a very apologetic Raphael.
1:41 left. That's the 4th foul now for EliteFoot. Getting close to 10-metre penalty range.
Not much they can do about the ball still rolling when that one was struck. I think that's just byproduct of the court.
I think that's
the fan.
The fan and the wind are helping that.
We've got the fan right above the halfway line, and we've got the windows open behind us, so there is a cross breeze coming through.
The long ball doesn't quite work there. Down the line.
And the free kick from the kick in, I beg your pardon, from very deep in their own half is sliding in, and great tackle was made by Emery.
A lot of objections from the EliteFoot bench right to...
I think that there have been objections on just about every challenge so far, legal or otherwise. If you don't ask.
If you don't ask, you'll never know. That's right.
And Andre just trying to turn the corner to get it for Rafinha, and now Diogenes, he'll get the shot on the angle, and it goes wide. I think it must have taken a touch off Yoel, because the signal is for a corner.
Good intervention as well, because Rafinha was at that back post. Just pushed it outside him. 56 seconds left in the first half.
And in real time, by my watch, we've been going for almost 25 minutes in this first half. And you just wonder, is a little bit of fatigue starting to set in?
Well, absolutely. That ball then is all fatigue, right?
And that shot ricochets off the shins of Julian Edwards. Who'll take the kick in. Must have taken a touch off the EliteFoot player on the way through.
The deflection off Edwards deflected off Ronaldo. Those two continuing their battle.
The pace of this game is not slowing down as the shot is taken by Rafinha and it's deflected off Edwards. Another chance for a kick in about the fourth or fifth one we've seen from this general vicinity. Played short for Ronaldo, able to see off the first challenge of Emery, and the shot gets off before rolling wide. All the way back now for Ronaldo, the captain, and he'll send it for Gabe, and with keepers largely responsible for the scoreline, only being 2-1 as it stands.
Some high pressing there from Sunshine Coast, trying to take advantage of the deep back play from EliteFoot.
A little touch, but Edwards read that one well. And that will be the final action of an engaging first half. It is EliteFoot FC leading Sunshine Coast Wave 2-1. And I will be back with the second half momentarily after these messages.
How do I feel this now? One straight off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
And we are back for the second half of the 2023 F-League Men's Grand Final. James Coughlin and Ben Sharma with you. Ben, the voice of the West, as we've got EliteFoot FC leading Sunshine Coast Wave 2-1. But Ben, it's been a pretty even first half.
Oh, absolutely. And Sunshine Coast could have easily scored a couple more goals. Same with EliteFoot. Both keepers have been sensational so far, keeping the score as low as it is.
And we are underway. 20 minutes to decide who will take out the 2023 title. Will it be the reigning champions Wave, or will it be the challengers? And an early foul going the way of EliteFoot, as it was Max Demeritus.
A little bit dissent from the Sunshine Coast bench.
Well, unsurprisingly, both benches disagreed. Oh, and that shot was close. Both benches were disagreeing with just about every call in the first half. So.
That's right. It's one of the privileges of being on the bench. It's a good long ball. It was a wide turn, but it was a good turn.
And the shot from the
just kept going with it. And the EliteFoot players just held off and held off and held off. And if only the back post runner was just a little bit more alert, might have been 2-2.
And almost taking the chance that Borden from that angle couldn't cause too much drama, as Borden
shooting hoops again.
Yep.
Down onto the main court at the Nissan Arena.
No word from the other occupants of this venue. And the shot taken, and Yoel just can only palm that one away, but big save from the Wave shot stopper.
Ronaldo with his left foot from the far side.
What power these players can generate with their shots. All you need is just a little opening.
Phenomenal amounts of power.
Ronaldo looking to
lovely
work
1-2
with Guillaume, as poke it through the legs of Julian Edwards. As it's rolled out short for Emery. Back for Edwards, Demeritus. Borden picking out Borden, who again from a tight angle, and
he likes the angle, Borden. Just needs somebody in the middle to find so he can finish him off.
just needs someone making that run to possibly catch a rebound as well if he's going to fire it straight at Gabe, as he did on that occasion.
Possibly a near post run across the face of the goalkeeper and somebody coming at the back post at the same time.
And they kick in just from the Wave side off halfway, and how about that touch from Demeritus to set up the opportunity, and the outside of the foot shot from Emery is sent behind by Gabe, so it will be a Wave corner. Reflex save from a free shot.
And Guillermo has missed his assignment there with
Was Borden with the run.
So much space there. Gabe up to the task, but...
And that is almost a futsal equivalent of just having the goal at your beckoning from that range.
Absolutely. But the goalkeepers are so good. You've got to be right on top. Everything's got to be right to be able to score at this level. Outstanding goalkeeping, but outstanding movement and set piece from the Sunshine Coast as well.
The appeals from the EliteFoot bench have, well, they've worked out well as Mr. Keenan changes his decision.
Maybe they saw something that he thought he saw, just needed a little bit of confirmation.
And space now for the shot from range, and it's just arcing away.
Hard hit, but it's dipping as well. That's on target. It's very hard for Yol to stop.
And trying to target Demeritus, who had had his run interrupted by Ronaldo.
A little bit of dialogue with the referee from Demeritus there.
I think these guys might be losing their voice before we do at this rate.
Absolutely.
Desperate work to keep this move alive, but the break could be on now for EliteFoot. So ball goes out off Borden, and it could have an injury concern potentially on the
Raphael did come off the court yesterday against Ipswich very sore. Not enough. The tight turnaround between fixtures not working out well for him at the moment.
Especially with the amount of collisions these guys have had in this game as well. You just wonder if the cumulative effect of those will start to have an impact as the game goes on, as Borden gets the pass away for Demeritus, trying to get through pair of defenders. Borden took the touch, finding Demeritus, and the desperation foot from Raphael as he is now hobbling off, replaced by Andre, and another change as well with Diogenes coming on.
Excellent pronunciation.
I'm just doing my best here.
Portuguese sounds like your second language.
I have had people think I was Portuguese before, but actually Irish. Anyway, let's get back to the action because we've got a barnstorming run here from Guillaume and a great save by Yoel getting down as that one struck his knee. And is that another potential injury for the Wave as Guillaume was signalling to the bench and just keeping an eye on how he's moving. Well, he's able to track back as quickly as possible, and
Andre and Demeritus back at it.
I feel like we could just pre-record that
Absolutely.
little line, say Andre and Demeritus come together.
Friends for minutes, and then enemies
for about 40.
Yes. But that previous chance to Gamero down here, the ball just got away from him slightly once he got into the space. And Yoel, being as good as he is, was able to slut down the angle, make an easy save. Oh, hands in the back there from Rufino. Demeritus gets 2 fouls going his way in a row.
And there's 2 fouls to 1 per the scoreboard as that was blocked away by Ronaldo, and now he's pushing forward. It's a 3-on-2 at the moment for EliteFoot from the tight angle straight into the welcoming grasp of Yoel as he'll throw it out, trying to pick out Robinson, who is dispossessed by Diogenes.
And smart play there on the transition both ways from EliteFoot, keeping the fixo back deep so to cut out the quick transition into attack from Sunshine Coast, which they did.
We've got 13 minutes remaining here on the clock at Nissan Arena. James Coughlin and Ben Sharma bringing the action on FQTV for the F-League Grand Final. Is now unchanged from half-time. It's been a real arm wrestle in this second half. Sunshine Coast Wave, the Premiers, trailing 2-1 as they search for an equaliser from the tight angle as Robinson winds up on the ground trying to square it. And EliteFoot back in possession. Robinson closing down that clearance from
So
Ronaldo.
building pressure here, Sunshine Coast, building lots and lots of pressure.
And
Chances for EliteFoot are coming from the transition.
And Andre was just a bit slow to react to that one. He was down on one knee, fixing up his shoelace.
Well, it's no room for any sort of error on the futsal court.
Well, we did see in the women's final, Annabelle Gibson basically running from one end of the court to the other with an untied shoelace. Speaking to one of the Wave players after the game, they were saying Meg McGilligan was so hard to stop and she was doing it in sneakers the whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
And Andre putting the pressure on. Andre, one of the 2 players who have received yellow cards thus far. Not that that's really impacted his defending, nor will that impact the tackle by Diogenes.
11:42 to go now. Settling into a familiar pattern the game here at the moment.
And the square ball across, trying to pick out Robinson, was cut out well by Ronaldo again.
And EliteFoot happy to back their defence at the moment, sitting deep. A half-court press here, just waiting for Sunshine Coast to make something of the space and time that they're getting, which isn't a lot.
And a beautiful
until they do stuff like that.
there by Emery, and the Wave just piling on the pressure. The swell's starting to build, and just wonder when there's going to be a breakthrough. There's that shot off Andre.
He's in the firing line. Players running at him, balls flying at him.
I'm not going to repeat the same joke that I made in the women's final about this being the last game of the year, but it's a long recovery after this one for a lot of these players. It's Devitt.
Really tight work there.
Some fresh legs now for EliteFoot. Renan coming on, I think, for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah.
One was shouldered, so I think officially that may count as a shot on goal. Diogenes
did bounce off him. Viewers would have seen earlier, moments ago, Paolo walk onto the court and then come back off and take the kick in. Players in futsal have to be on the court before they can do anything. So you have to step onto the court and make your presence felt.
Wave just working it around as EliteFoot starting to press a little bit higher up the court. And the foul by Raphael.
It's the third foul. Third foul from EliteFoot. Starting to get closer.
And with a team that will be defending a lot, you feel, over the next 10 or so minutes.
Absolutely.
A bit telling. Halfback for Raphael. No. Was out off bridge.
Oh. He all sees it out over the sideline, prevents the corner.
Some shot from Raphael was teed up, and looks like he might be getting ready for another one. Back it goes. And straight into the back of his fellow number 5.
Took one for the team there, Max Demeritus.
You'd wind up with an awful lot of bruises after these games, wouldn't you? Just from throwing your body in the way of some of these shots.
Well, hopefully the ice bath gets a big workout.
And Demeritus just getting a talking to after that collision with Renan.
Just niggling away over there. Trying to go the opposition into an extra foul.
Ronaldo back on. Borden forced to concede the kick in for EliteFoot in this attacking third. Demeritus coming out to close it down, and that one was very close from Ronaldo. It was always rising, but
a little bit of movement there from Raphael in front of the keeper as well, just to try and put him off. Ooh.
And a cynical challenge there from Demeritus, who is going to pick up a yellow card of his own, and well, he's been in the mix pretty much all game.
That's the second yellow card for the Sunshine Coast. A few of the EliteFoot supporters thinking that was Max's second yellow, only his first.
It was Luke Devitt who got that first yellow card, although Demeritus was in the group of players that were showing the yellow card.
Absolutely.
And I think the fourth official is just going over now to confirm.
Probably a foul that Demeritus made.
Ronaldo driving it, and it's deflected behind off bridge.
What are EliteFoot going to do here? Straight down the line?
They will, and they'll tee it up for the shot from range. It took a deflection. Demeritus tried to clear it, but he can really pick out Raphael. And
a lot of space there for Raphael. Can't give a player of that quality that much space.
Demeritus moving forward, and Gabe was a long way off his line, and we're coming together now. Demeritus is involved again. And it's going to be a yellow card for Raphael, and Demeritus is staying in there. He's continuing to remonstrate, and big decision now for our officials.
A few fists, a few pushes. See what the ref...
And the yellow card is still in Zach Keenan's hand. As he's going to be...
Yellow to Raphael.
Yellow to Raphael.
He doesn't agree with it. He is very unhappy with it. He subbed himself.
I don't know if he subbed himself or as much as he got pulled off by his teammate.
The referee's having a chat now. Let's see what they do here.
And there are accusations of a punch getting thrown. So Edwards getting a yellow card, and the Wave bench, we can hear that on the effects mic.
Really firing up here.
And we're going to just restart play with the kick-in after all of that.
What about the punch in the face? No, it wasn't the punch. No, it wasn't the punch in the face.
Still disagreement from both benches about the results of what happened there.
And we should also point out that from our vantage point, we did have a slightly obstructed view with the officials getting in there to play peacemaker.
Absolutely.
Which we're not going to complain about because that's them doing their job.
I'm more than happy with that.
So we'll just
Let's get back to some futsal.
Yes, because we are closing in now as we're in the final 5 minutes. We're back to the stop clock rule once more as unchanged scoreline from half-time. It's still EliteFoot 2-1 up, and officials are going to have to very tightly manage this over the remaining minutes, however long we actually wind up playing. With the stop clock, that one goes out. It's EliteFoot kick in, but the tension is going to go to a whole other level.
It's the first major. There's been a few minor flashpoints. The first major flashpoint.
Well, it wouldn't be a grand final without some flashpoints in 2023.
That's exactly right. Looking to just reset. Saw that period of dominance before from Wave. Slowly erode as EliteFoot push them back with their defence.
There's been a resolute defensive effort in this second half from EliteFoot as they hold on to this 2-1 lead, and haven't had that many occasions where they've troubled Gabe thus far, and it's because of interventions like that from the captain, Ronaldo, but he's lost out here, and the numbers in favour of the Wave, and the pass just too far in front of the onrushing Bridge. There's those tense moments as well in these later stages where you need the passes to stick.
Absolutely, and a little arm pull there from Devitt.
We've got a timeout being called now by
Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast with the timeout. It's their possession.
So the teams will take a chance possibly to cool some heads and just reevaluate how they want to attack these final few minutes.
What you're going to see here now from the Sunshine Coast is going to the power play or the fifth man, just like the women did when they were down in the last 5 minutes. Yo will run on and be keeper in the defensive half, but if that ball goes, looks like it's going to go over halfway, Borden will be the goalkeeper on the court. He'll push up over halfway. Keeper can touch the ball for as long as they like and as many touches as they want in the attacking half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting team management as well. I think we might just confirm if that's Josh.
No, that won't be Josh Morwood. That will be 32.
32, that'll be Connor Robinson.
Robinson will be the fifth man when he's on the court in the power play. And we'll see a real tight defensive structure here from EliteFoot. Putting Raphael back on after the little flashpoint. Both Raphael and Demetrius, both back on at the same time.
Well, doesn't that show an awful lot of trust from the benches to put these guys on there on yellow cards? They've both been involved in flashpoints already, and now here we go. It's not long remaining, under 4 minutes, as Ronaldo sends that one off the main arena scoreboard.
Robinson getting ready to go.
And it's a bit of confusion with the train tracks on the sideline. That one's allowed to roll over by Borden, and another little touch by Ronaldo, just so classy on the ball.
Try and move the ball fast here, get it into the attacking half.
And here is Demeritus. He's got the one-on-one. Can he get it by? He gets it around and he's put it wide. Demeritus. Oh, was that the moment for Max Demeritus? He had one. He could have had two.
He beat the keeper. He'd done everything right. Just slid it past the post. And the EliteFoot bench happy to remind him of that.
And the EliteFoot supporters as well, which are stationed to the left side of halfway as you're watching on your screen.
Well, parallel pass by Borden, found Demeritus down the side there, but just couldn't keep it in.
And the frustration continues to mount for the Wave. They're going to have to press higher and higher. They haven't gone to the power play yet. Yol still in goal.
3:05 left on the clock in the stop clock period.
We're closing in on 20 minutes of normal time elapsed. After about 25 minutes in the first half. And
sliding tackle there.
Well, he had to get that one right. And back it goes. Here comes the power play now as Robinson joins the attack in the goalkeeper jersey in 32. It is essentially 5 outfield players on 4, but a scuffed clearance from Ronaldo as there was a collision coming in as that buzzer came from one of the other courts here at Nissan Arena. So a few confused looks, but it is play on.
Lots of ball movement, really fast here from the Sunshine Coast. Looking to open up the EliteFoot defence there. They're staying very tight. Playing a little diamond defence there.
And deflected and just behind, so a corner for the Wave as, again, they are continuing to surge.
A lot of nervous energy on the bench from the EliteFoot team.
2:26 on the clock as that one was taken. Still time. And the foul is committed by Guillaume.
That's the 5th foul. That should be the 5th foul call.
And coming on now is Paolo to defend that one, and it's Robinson. Well, that is...
Turns out that was 4th foul, not the 5th foul. Only the 4th foul. Still 2 minutes 17, and they're going to be defending resolutely here.
It's squared over, shot taken on, and, well, it beat everybody, and that left-sided post as it was struck by Bridge. And a bit of confusion there as Paolo went left, and
Yol just drops it off at the feet there.
Over it goes for Robinson. And they've got the tight angle, and again, it's Ronaldo.
It's everywhere at the moment, Ronaldo. It was the block earlier off the Demeritus shot. Slow movement at the moment. As they speed it up, they'll look to find some holes in the defence. There'll be some movement in and out of that middle third.
Oh, and the run was there at the back post, but again, a block that had to be made.
1:42 on the clock.
And just every time the ball goes out, you can see both benches just checking how long is left. Still plenty of time. That bounces back for Bridge, gets it to Demeritus. And we've got a spare ball on the court now that's going to have to be removed. Very quickly done so as it's squared, and Ronaldo there, and the decision is keeper ball.
So there'll be no rush to speed the restarts back up here. EliteFoot. Just get the composure.
And you only get a few seconds, but it's a few seconds to catch your breath and try and steel yourself for a run like this. Is the tug in the back of the jersey by Emery, and that is going to be a yellow card. That's 4 now for the Wave. And unlike some of the others, that was for a foul that...
I think that was number 30.
Ben Borden. Well, either way, if it was Borden or Emery, that was going to be the foul. That's their first yellow card.
Yes, first yellow card. But again, just a little delay in making sure that they're not one-on-one with the keeper. Goal sets up a...
And it's deflected in. And is that the goal that wins the grand final for EliteFoot FC? It just had to be the captain, Ronaldo. 3-1 to EliteFoot, and it was in via a deflection.
If you hit it hard enough and low enough, that can happen.
Well, it's a second goal for EliteFoot FC via a deflection as well.
Straight to the 5th man power play here. Still plenty of time left on the clock in play. They can get 1. There's a chance they can get 2.
They will, but EliteFoot have been so well organised and so hard to break down. That is going to go out.
Every play now, EliteFoot pumping themselves up. Deep into the corner.
Back it goes. And the shot from the tight angle, and another save is made by Gabe.
Standing up really tall at the moment, Gabe. Ooh.
And the
Touch was
long
just a
shot
bit
from range, and, well, it's the double-edged sword when you go for the power play.
Drops the ball, and they're on.
Not wasting any time. We are under 40 seconds remaining here in the F-League Grand Final for 2023. It is EliteFoot 3-1 up over the Premier Sunshine Coast Wave, looking for revenge for the 2022 Grand Final defeat. Will there be more late heroics from the Wave? Oh, and did that strike the hand? Well, it definitely wound up hitting the faces. It hit the fan as there's some dust now on the floor that's getting blown off.
Wave supporters calling for a handball there. Ronaldo grabbing his face straight away to...
Well, I also think it might have hit the hand, but it could have been over his chest as well. So, you know, make your own interpretation of the handball rule as the shot comes in from range and saved again by Gabe. And he just gets it away, and will they go for the icing on the cake? And that's it. EliteFoot FC get the win, 3-1. In a tense, sometimes fiery grand final, but Ben Sharma, oh, what drama.
What drama. No goals in the second half, but what a tense final 5-10 minutes for that game. Max Demeritus had the opportunity to level it up. He was in everything. He was in all the good things, all the bad things, and all the things. Couldn't quite slide it home, beat the keeper. EliteFoot just held their nerve, didn't fail as much as they probably could have, but probably the most disciplined they were in the entire game was that final 5 minutes set up with the power play being hammered home by the Sunshine Coast. The ball movement was there, the player movement was there, but they just held on.
And it was that defensive effort in the second half from EliteFoot that was able to keep Sunshine Coast Wave, who have been quite a free-scoring side this season, quiet in the second half. They had their chances, but combination of the goalkeeping from Gabe and just keeping a well-organised structure, that was the difference. And it's all ending with handshakes after a bit of fire in the second half as well. And that is going to be just about it for what has been an entertaining Sunday afternoon here at Nissan Arena, Ben.
Outstanding futsal, both games outstanding futsal. Tight and tense all the way to the very, very end. Deflected goal, winning the game, winding it up, and what more could you want?
And that will be just about it from our broadcast position here courtside at Nissan Arena. I'm James Coughlin for Ben Sharma. We will say congratulations to Crusaders FC in the women, and congratulations to EliteFoot FC in the men, your 2023 F-League Queensland champions. This has been a production of Double Take Sports for Football Queensland. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a Merry Christmas.